everybody. Today I wanted to come on here and do my monthly reading log, I guess, for the month of June. It is now July. I read through 12 volumes of manga in June. Some of them are a little bit longer than others. I don't know if this is like a good amount or not, but this is how much I got through, so I kind of want to go through them, talk a little bit about them. I want to warn y'all that there might be some spoilers for some of these because, like, I really can't keep my lips zipped from all spoilers all the time, so warning you, I will list every volume that I'm talking about in the description box below, possibly include timestamps, so if y'all want to skip through something in case of potential spoilers, but a lot of this stuff is kind of earlier volumes in the series. So the first thing that I actually read was I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. I kind of was holding off from picking this up because I thought the title was bizarre and I thought it was something completely not what it actually is, but this is like, it's actually really good. I really enjoyed it. It made me like feel something, and that's kind of rare. I don't necessarily get super attached to characters or super emotional over certain stories. This one really has a way of pulling on your heartstrings and making you really think about the topics that are discussed, what this manga basically pertains to. For those of you who do not know, this is a manga about these two characters here. This one is dying of a terminal illness. She has a pancreatic disease, and he is kind of like a loner who does not want any friends. She actually ends up befriending him because he figures out that she has this life-threatening illness and she only has about a year to live, and it's kind of a story between the relationship of these two. You can kind of figure out a little bit where the story's going, but if that sounds interesting to you at all, I highly recommend picking this one up. I actually ended up liking that quite a bit. The next thing, 2 volumes that I read was actually Flying Witch Volume 1 and Volume 2. I know I talked about these. I picked these up like in an Amazon haul. And I didn't really know much about these prior to picking them up, but reading through them, they are a slice of life, and they are basically, it's a little bit different than usual slice of life because it's not like normal everyday people just living their lives. It's actually slightly different, and they can throw in some different takes on things because it's about witches. So this girl right here is a witch, and there's other witches in the story. Her sister's a witch. They have friends and whatnot, and I think it's a unique take on the slice of life genre because we can throw in like supernatural witchy things in the mix, and it's not just mundane, boring, everyday tasks that these people are doing, because it does throw in some supernatural elements. So I'm not super keen on slice of life in general, but this one's pretty good, I feel like, because it's different than the usual slice of life that is like churned out nonstop. I will probably end up picking up more of it because I don't think it's that bad. Next thing I read was Noragami Stray God Volume 2. Yeah, I feel like the story hasn't quite picked up. I know a lot of people rave a ton about this series. I'm trying to get into it. I feel like it has potential. It's got gorgeous art, but I feel like I'm just waiting for the story to really like ramp up, because right now it's just kind of, I think it's really building up, so there's not much for me to say about this. I will continue reading it. Noragami is something that, like I said, people heavily praised, and I do want to see what the fuss is all about. The next thing, I did actually read this Saki the Succubus Hungers Tonight Volume 1. It's exactly what I thought it would be, like drivel, because it is like a soft core. I wouldn't call it hentai. There is no really hentai involved, but it is very adult graphic. If you can kind of assume what's going on, but there is no explicit scenes in it. And basically, for those of you who really want to know a synopsis of this, I know we're all dying to know. We have Saki, who is a succubus, and she feeds on male essence. You can use your brain and figure out what that is, and basically, if she does not get this essence within a certain period of time, like if she's lacking it for X amount of time, she becomes emits pheromones, which makes the male population, male guys, completely swoon over her, and her chest will randomly like just pop out of her shirt, her skirt will come up, and basically to attract the male population so that she can get this essence from them. And basically, somewhere along the way, she winds up moving in with a 30-year-old virgin, or no, I think he's actually 35-year-old virgin, and she's like 20, so we've got a large age gap there. Kind of weird, but basically she does not want to get this essence from males because she doesn't want to do anything like that unless it is with the one guy that she truly, truly loves and that loves her back. So I mean, I can kind of already assume where the story is gonna go. Don't know how much more of this I'm gonna pick up. Like, it's not necessarily on my top priority list, but that's basically what's going on. I mean, she's pretty innocent, so it's not like she's a completely pervy, like, it's not like it's completely over the top perviness, but it's just, it's something. It's something. That's all I can say. I don't really have enough knowledge in that genre to see where it stacks compared to other works in that genre, but that one isn't like too bad, honestly. Next thing I read was Volume 1 of Miss Kobayashi's Dragonmead. I was holding off on this for a while because, like I said, I don't really enjoy slice of life anime, manga. This one I actually do like, again, because it has a unique element to it where it's not just, it is normal everyday tasks, but I feel like it's more unique because you have dragons. Like, you have that supernatural element where it's more than just like, oh, folding clothes or going out to eat or shopping, you know. It's a little more unique because we have Toru, who is a dragon, and this is actually very funny. I was surprised at how much I did end up enjoying it and how much I did like laugh at it, actually, genuinely, because I'm not really one to like legitimately laugh at a lot of things. So this I would actually recommend. Like, I feel like most people have heard of this, but if you were kind of on the fence of it, like I personally was, I actually did enjoy this, and I will probably pick up some more. Next thing I read was QQ Sweeper. This is a very short shoujo series. It's only 3 volumes long, but this did have a spin-off to it, or like a sequel, which is called Queen's Quality. This one is okay. It's not anything super amazing. In my opinion, it's basically this guy, his family, I'm pretty sure it's his family, is like cleaning people, and it's not necessarily like going around cleaning, it's more so like cleaning people's demons, like their internal struggles and whatnot. And she, for some reason, is like homeless, jobless. Her parents kicked her out or abandoned her or something, and she ends up not getting together in a relationship sense as far as like right now, volume 1, but she ends up getting in with the family and ended up living at the house and joining the cleaning company and like exorcising these people's demons by cleaning their houses and stuff. And it's honestly like, it doesn't draw me in too much. I feel like there's definitely probably something going on with her, especially from what I read for the sequel. Like, I just read the synopsis of the sequel when I was looking this up. I didn't even know there was like a sequel called Queen's Quality, but Queen's Quality seems a lot more interesting than QQ Sweeper. But you gotta start, like, you know, where it originated before you can move on to the sequel, I guess. But that's only a 3-volume series, so it's not like you have to be invested too much into that. The next thing is Toriko Volume 1. I'd like to start collecting Toriko. I actually really enjoy Toriko. For those of you who do not know what Toriko is, it is about a world where food basically reigns supreme, and they have these people called gourmet hunters, who, this is Toriko, he is a gourmet hunter, and they go and hunt down these really gourmet, exquisitely divine tasting foods, and generally there's like mashups of like a bunch of different things. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but they're just extremely massive, extremely like, they have multiple limbs and just things that normal, like if it was a gorilla, it would not look like a normal gorilla. It would be extremely massive with just different attributes than what normal gorillas have. And basically Toriko is one of the ultimate gourmet hunters, and he goes around, you know, hunting these things because he is trying to put together the most exquisite menu, like his ultimate menu of food. He loves food, everything about food, he eats all the time. And yeah, it's like, I don't want to call it generic shonen, but it is definitely shonen. It's like a lot of fighting these huge giant creatures, and Toriko is like extremely OP, but I actually really enjoy it. It's like, I don't know, I feel like I don't really hear a lot of people talk about Toriko, but I feel like Toriko is very unique and like kind of different. I want to say it's unique in the premise of it, but it's not necessarily different from like a lot of generic shonen. But I mean, I wish people would give Toriko more love because I actually really do enjoy it. Next thing I read is another thing that I feel like people need to give more love to, and this is Tegami Bachi Volume 5, Tegami Bachi Letter B. I don't know, I feel like this fell off the face of the earth. I feel like nobody ever talks about it. It is a Shonen Jump title, but I feel like it's a little more unique for Shonen Jump. I don't want to say it has a super hard-hitting story because I don't know everything that happens in the series because I'm only at Volume 5, but from Volume 5, it has a lot more than a typical, like, fight to become the strongest, blah blah blah, shonen, I want to be the ultimate #1 fighter, whatever. It's more so dealing with people's emotions, people's hearts. There is fight scenes, but I feel like it doesn't, like, overrun the entire story, and I wish more people would check this out. Like, truthfully, the art is absolutely amazing. Like, the cover of this, super gorgeous, and I don't know, I hear absolutely nobody talk about that. Next thing I read is Haru Ride, Volume 1. I've never read anything else by, what is it, Io Saki Saka. I know they do Strobe Edge, which, I don't know, I haven't been reading a lot of shoujo stuff lately, but I kind of want to get back into it because I do like literally every genre. I'm not like genre biased. But yeah, this seems okay. It's, you know, the generic shoujo set in a high school with high school characters and probably love triangles, love quadrangles, like, I don't know, but I love the drama. I don't like drama in my life. I don't have drama in my life, but I love reading about drama, so it gives me that satisfaction of, I guess, kind of like a soap opera. That's why I really like shoujo, because they're kind of like condensed readable soap operas. So this one seems okay. I'm gonna continue with it. A lot of people give that like tons and tons of praise. So next thing, I read Volume 12 of Sailor Moon. This finishes up the entirety of Sailor Moon. I don't want to say Sailor Moon is the best thing ever because I personally don't hold it on a super high pedestal like some people do. I can appreciate like what it's done for the industry, what it's done to pave the way for more like magical girls, to pave the way for girls to get into anime and manga in general, but I honestly think that the story is extremely cliche. I think it's extremely all over the place too. The artwork is gorgeous, I think, but I would never rank it like on the top whatever anime or manga list of all time. I don't know if people do that, but me personally, like, it was okay, but I wouldn't necessarily go out and recommend it to people, if you guys can understand what I'm saying. I'm probably gonna get some backlash for my opinion on it, but like, it's okay, but I don't think it's one of the greats. I think it's more so important for what it did for the anime and manga industry, more so than like how amazing the story is. So I am happy to be done with that. I know that they have like a little 2-volume thing. I think it's called like Sailor Moon Stories or something. I might pick that up down the road, but like, we'll see. That was one series that I did want to finish up this year. Then the last thing that I did read was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This is Volume 3 of Part 1, so this finishes up Part 1. And I know a lot of people say, if you can't get into Part 1, like, please stick out to the other parts because it only goes up from here. But I actually really, really enjoyed Part 1. Like, it's kind of like all over the place. The story can be a little bit hard to follow at times. It's like random shit is always happening and it's like, where did this come from? How did this person get this? Like, such power creeps, etc. But I love it. It's completely bizarre, strange, just over the top, and I love everything about it. Like, I am definitely gonna pick up more JoJo. I feel like I've slept on it for way too long, and I feel like I don't need to sing the praises of this series because other people do that so well. The fan base of this can be a little bit toxic, but I absolutely love this, and I will definitely continue picking up more of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So that was everything that I read for the month of June. Starting fresh in July, and I will most likely be doing these videos every month, just kind of going over what I have read for the month and giving you my little synopsises on them. So if you like what you've seen, please give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it all, and until next time, guys, I'll see y'all later. Bye.